Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been loving and appreciating all of your sweet comments on all of my recent videos, from our engagement video to the pregnancy vlogs. I'm loving your comments. Keep them coming. I have a really quick, simple, and fun tutorial for you guys today. I get a lot of requests for an everyday makeup tutorial and realize I haven't done one in a really long time. So this is my current everyday makeup routine, and since I've been pregnant, my skin has changed quite a bit, so a lot of the products I'm using are different than before I was pregnant, so I wanted to share that with you too. So let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, we need to make sure that the skin is really prepped and moist so that the foundation will just glide on. So since my skin has actually been a little bit more dry since I've been pregnant, I've been really loading on the serums and moisturizers. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Skin Ink Chlorella serum, and you just need about 3 drops twice a day. Just put on your fingertips and then rub it into your face all over. And then next, I'm going to follow up with the L'Oreal Hydra Genius. They make this for both very dry and very oily skin. I'm using the one for normal to dry skin right now. And then to really make sure that your under eyes are nice and prepped and don't get dry and cakey once you put makeup on, I really like to put a really thick anti-aging cream underneath. I'm using the Algenist Genius Under Eye Cream. And you really don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way for this stuff. Just like pack it in under your eyes here, in the corners. And last step in the pre-makeup routine, I like to make sure my lips are really nice and moist and prepped. So I've been using this Emile Cordon lip balm, and it smells so good. This is cocoa, and I just take a little bit and put it on the top and bottom. Okay, so now that our skin is prepped, I am going to use my favorite primer, which is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. They just came out with a new one that has SPF 20. And because I've been getting a ton more freckles since I've been pregnant, I really need all the SPF I can get. Something I just discovered is this Charlotte Tilbury Wonderglow, and I think it just looks amazing under foundation because it just gives your skin, even if you haven't slept, even if you look exhausted, which I have been lately since I've been pregnant, it makes you look just like glowy and alive. So you don't need a lot, literally just a little dab like that. And I put it on over my entire face. Now we're finally ready for foundation. Normally on an everyday basis, I actually just use a tinted moisturizer, but like I said, since I've been pregnant, I've been getting a lot more freckles, just a lot more dark spots and pigmentation, so I feel like I need a foundation right now. And I just tried out the new Dolce Gabbana. They're perfect matte liquid foundations, but they go on really creamy and they don't look overly matte. And I really love this. It feels very light and like you're not really wearing a lot of makeup. I'm going to combine 2 different shades, Natural Beige and Bisque, and I'm going to use the lighter of the 2 as my base. I'm going to use more of the lighter one. I'm using the largest size of the Artiste brush. I love this brush because the bristles are packed really tight and they just really help the foundation set into your skin. And if you have large pores, that's so vital, which I do. I have massive pores. So I'm going to use the lighter of the 2, more of the lighter one, and then use just a drop of the darker shade. And then I'm going to apply it all over my face. Just be sure to also really blend down into your neck because you don't want any harsh makeup lines on your jawline. And now for concealer. For years, I've been using MAC's concealers because they just cover up like no other. I especially need concealer on my under eye circles here. I have very dark pigmentation. Even if I've slept a lot, it's just because I have darker skin tone. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW30, and you really don't need a lot. I mean, literally just a tiny drop goes a long, long way. I really apply it right here under my eyes, even on top of my lids, because I have very veiny eyelids, very thin skin around my eyes, so I need it kind of all the way around, and I even blend down into my cheeks a little bit too. Then I'm gonna go in and cover up any darker spots or any blemishes. It's great for that too. And a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I recently just went to a presentation for La Mer's new sheer pressed powder compacts. This stuff is really, really beautiful. It just sets your skin so nicely. It's so light, it won't give you that cakey, makeup-y look. So I just like to use a really big brush like this one, really, really soft, and just use a bit of the powder, tap some off, and then just kind of powder down the center of your face, especially on your nose, your forehead, chin, and then just blend out from there. So after my powder has set, I like to go in and use my Caudalie Beauty Elixir, and what I love about this is it just makes your skin look natural and slightly dewy, and it just further sets your foundation in place. It also just smells and feels so good. So now we're ready for eyes. I recently just tried out this beautiful Marc Jacobs eye palette, 720 Glambition palette, and it's really beautiful. I love these colors for any time of year, but I think especially for fall, for an everyday makeup look, they're really nice. So I'm gonna start off with the lightest shade and just use that on my brow bone and right above the lash line. This is Laura Mercier's ponytail brush, and I like to use it to just go in after each step of eyeshadow and just blend as I go. Next, I'm going to use this really pretty peachy shade and put that all over my lid, kind of as a primer. Next, I'm going to use this khaki color, and this is what I'm going to use to just kind of like define that crease. I'm going to focus more on the outside of my crease to kind of help my eyes have a more wide-eyed effect. Then go back in and blend, blend, blend this step. Next, I'm going to use this really pretty fun rose gold kind of shade and use it to just put a pop of shimmer right into the center of my eyelid. And then last, I'm going to take this tiny smudge brush, use this really pearly pink shade, and apply it just to the inner corners of my eyes. If you want to give your eyes a little bit more drama, you can use an angled brush. Take this dark brown shade and then apply it just below the lash line in the outer corners of your eyes. Sometimes I like to use the angled brush and also just extend the liner out a little bit like this. And it also helps create a more wide-eyed effect. Next, I'm gonna do my eyeliner, and right now I'm really loving these Smashbox gel on liners. I'm using a very dark brown shade called Brewed, and what I like about them is they go on and they're a bit moldable for a second, and then they just lock in place and don't move. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my upper lash line here, as close to the lash line as possible. And then I'm gonna take my angled brush and kind of just smudge and blend that in. I have very, very thin brows now after years of threading and plucking, so I have to actually go in and create like little tiny brow hairs. And I think this is actually perfect for it. It benefits precisely my brow pencil. And I use number 2, which is a shade lighter than my hair, because I think it makes it not look too harsh. And I kind of just go in. I always create the arch first underneath. Tiny little strokes. And then I use the other side and just brush all the little brow hairs up. Then you just want to go in and curl your lashes and add mascara. I'm using a Kevyn Aucoin eyelash curler and Dolce Gabbana mascara in black. Okay, now almost done. We're gonna do my favorite part, bronzer, blush, and a little bit of highlight. I've been loving the Estée Lauder Bronze Goddess bronzer, and this is actually a little travel size that I have. It's lasted me forever. And I really like to just put it into the hollows of my cheeks. They're not so hollow anymore because my face is chubbier now that I'm pregnant, but they're normally hollows of my cheeks. And you can just put it right in there and really blend up to your hairline. Then I'm gonna go in with this Stila convertible color. This is actually good for cheeks and lips, and I'm gonna use it on both. This is called Camelia, and it's such a pretty peachy shade. It's really creamy, and I just use my finger and then rub a bit into my cheek. It gives you that really nice natural pop of color. Doesn't look cakey, and I just love how natural it looks. To just really seal in the glow, I'm gonna go in with this Becca Gradient Glow Highlighter. I think these colors are gorgeous, and I'm also gonna just take it onto my finger and add a bit on the top of my cheekbone here. Such a pretty highlight. Put on the tip of my nose, chin, and Cupid's bow. Last, I have been obsessed with this lip liner. It's Clarins Nude Rose, and I use it under almost every single lip color because it just kind of blends in perfectly with my skin tone and makes my lips look just a little bit more plump. Then I'm gonna just top off the lip with that Stila Convertible Color Cheek and Lip shade that I just used, and I really like how this looks on my lips too. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Really simple and glowy. I'm all about the glow any time of year, and I think it's also still really subtle and soft enough for every day. So if you have any questions at all, be sure to ask in the comments below, and I will be listing all of the products I used in the description box. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Tuesday, and I will see you guys next time.